Harry, what are you doing?
Nothing. What? What do you want?
It's time for the show.
Is that now?
Yes.
Oh, all right, I'll be right there. Live show? No script? What could possibly go wrong? Huh? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No one told you to stop clapping. Yeah, all right, thank you very much. This is Callaway Live. I'm Harry Arnett. You guys know that because I invited you all here today. And this is a big moment for us. This is our very first live show of Callaway Live. So you guys will all be here. You'll be like those people that saw the home run in Dodger Stadium that said they were there. You guys are going to be like that. So this is Callaway Live, and probably wondering, how did we get to the point when we're doing a live show right here at Callaway? No one was asking that question? I was asking that question. And it sort of went down a little bit like this. You guys know we're doing more content than anybody. We are following our athletes. We're live streaming. We're tweeting. We have #Chad, who has told us that he will, starting today, he will work from 10 a.m. until noon every day until... Impressive. So we're live streaming. That's an upgrade for #Chad. I challenge you to find anyone that puts in a harder 10-hour work week than #Chad. But we're doing all this programming, this content for golfers everywhere. And we were in a meeting one time. I'm gonna open the kimono a little bit for you and let you know how... Hang on a second. Ethan, close the kimono. It's a figure of speech. All right. Why do you even have a kimono? So we were sitting in a meeting and someone said, you know what we ought to do? We really ought to have some sort of live show where it's sort of an interview format, where we do it right here at Callaway Golf in our very own studio, live format. Somebody said, you know what, we should just have A-list guests. We shouldn't just have lame guests like you always get on Callaway Talks, but we ought to have real guests with some profile. And we ought to do it right here at our offices, and we ought to have people come in and watch it. And not one person had the common sense to say that was a dumb idea. So here we are. Matter of fact, I think that's exactly the same way we ended up with George, our office giraffe. So there's George, and there's George. And everybody loves George. He's really added a lot to the office. Actually, that's not even true. He, over the past several months, George and #Chad have developed quite the professional rivalry. And so we're going to have to separate those two out. But anyway, so we're doing all this content. At Callaway Live over the next, really several months, we're going to do 22 of these shows starting tonight. And hopefully it'll be somewhere between really, really good and awful. So any of those polls, we'll strive for really, really good. And so we're starting here in May, and we'll run all the way through football season. I can't believe it's May already. When you think about this, I think I'm all messed up because of the PGA Tour season. And, they did that wraparound season this year and really messed me up. I actually ended up giving my wife her Christmas present on her birthday and her birthday present on Christmas, which was really messed up. It actually was fine because I always just give her a Callaway gift card anyway, so it was fine. She bought some teas this time around, which she's really happy about those. So we have a great show for you today. Dick Enberg is here. When you guys see his resume for a man who's been around as a while looks like a millennial's resume. He's had 100 jobs in his career of exciting things. We have #Chad, and Chad's Tiny Studio is here, and a lot of other stuff in between. So stay right there. We'll be right back. I think Dick Enberg's back here. If he's not, we're going to have a lot of filler time. Dick Enberg is here. We'll be right back with Dick Enberg. All right.
In the 2015 Golf Digest Ball Hot List, only one ball won 5 stars for performance, feel, and innovation. That ball is Chrome Soft. It's the ball that changed the ball. A more aerodynamic speed step crown and a faster Armoto face generate up to 5 miles per hour more ball speed. This is distance built from outrageous speed. The new XR driver from Callaway.
Hi, I'm Lydia Kerr, and you're watching my favorite member of Team Big Glasses, Harry Arnett, on Callaway Live. And if you enjoyed this, be sure to check out Callaway Podcast on iTunes.
I don't know a lot about a lot. One thing I am absolutely sure of is tonight is the very best Callaway Live we've ever done. And I can say that, obviously, it's our first Callaway Live. Did you figure that one out? Yeah, it's our very first one. But also, the man we're going to bring out now has done every sporting event you can think of, major sporting event, this man has been behind the mic on. He's done World Series. He's done every tennis major. He's done the U.S. Open in golf. He's done Super Bowls. He's even done game shows early in his career, which is the thing that most interested me. You cannot name a sport that this guy has not done. Try one. Name one.
Tennis.
He did it. He did them all. Anything else? Hockey? Did it. He's done everything. Our guest will be honored later this year with the Ford Frick Award by the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. He's currently, because he can't retire, doing San Diego Padres games here locally, and he's very, we're honored to have him here today with us. Please welcome our guest, Dick Enberg.
There he is. How are you? Good to see you.
Hey, thank you. Hey. Hubba hubba.
How about this, huh?
Hey, I couldn't decide, is it historical this, or is it hysterical? I'm trying to get it.
I can promise you they clapped more for you than they did for me early on. But, I was going to ask you, first of all, when we invited you to come and you said yes, a lot of us were not excited about you being here because you make us look like we're slackers. Who else decides to semi-retire and do 130-plus baseball games for the San Diego Padres? I mean, what went into your thinking to jump in and do that?
It's in my DNA, Harry. I mean, baseball goes back to my grandfather in Michigan testing me on baseball trivia. My mother teethed me on a miniature baseball bat when I was a year old. And once you get, it's true of every sport, but baseball especially because of how much exposure you get in a given season. It's relentless. It goes for 7 months, constantly counting spring training. It's in your soul. It's been in my soul my entire life, and to be able to continue to talk about a game I truly love. I tried to play it. I did coach it. I admire so much those who do it well that, I can't wait to get to the ballpark every day.
And every game is different.
And there's no script. It's going to go 9 innings. There'll be 27 outs. But you never know what's going to hit you in the face. I mean, you might get a no-hitter tomorrow night. Somebody finally, maybe a Padre will hit for the cycle. It hasn't happened in 47 years, but maybe. And so you have to anticipate that anything can happen, and you're usually right. Something remarkable out of the blue hits you, and you hope you're capable of describing it well.
So when you first got into this business, there's no way that you could have imagined just the breadth of sports that you have done. I mean, I'm joking with the guys earlier, looking at your resume, it's almost, you can't believe the things you've done.
Well, I've been fortunate that not only that people have trusted me that I could handle a given sport well, from gymnastics to the only one I only did one water polo match. I didn't know how they got the horses in the pool. Each one has its own distinctive character, and you can fall in love with every one of those sports. And from the Olympics to a World Series to Wimbledon to U.S. Open. I mean, I'm thinking about my first year with golf was in 1995 and joining Johnny Miller. And that first U.S. Open at Shinnecock that I was privileged to be able to sit with Johnny and call. And Corey Pavin wins that coveted title. And then there is, on Father's Day, and there's his children, and he's embracing his kids in this great moment of triumph. And I look over at Johnny, and his tears were bigger than mine. Yeah, it was a great way to start.
Now, you've always been one of those guys that just says the right thing at the right time, it seemed like. Did you script any of that as you would go in? Would you, if this guy wins or this guy wins?
No. I think that was just honest emotion. If we'd scripted it, we wouldn't have been there like a couple of babies crying. I mean, it's no. I've always tried to call action with my heart, and in fact, in writing, and I do enjoy writing. I'm not a really good writer can convince you that this is a special moment, even though he doesn't like the moment. I mean, it's like anyone can write a love letter. When you're in love with someone or something, the words become poetic. The true writer can write that beautiful letter when he doesn't love someone or something. My
wife's good at that.
Yeah, it happens. So my heart has always been forward in everything that I've done.
And you've worked with, when you look at the number of people that have sat next to you and the names, I mean,
rubbing shoulders with greatness. Yeah, I'm still in awe of the people with whom I work, much less those that I'm able to talk about. I mean, in baseball, Don Drysdale was my partner, and Tony Gwynn here in San Diego, and now Mark Grant and Mark Sweeney. And basketball, Al McGuire and Billy Packer, and John Wooden being able to do UCLA games, and in tennis with John McEnroe and Chris Evert, and then that Bud Collins, that terrific gang, and of course Johnny Miller and that terrific golf crew at NBC when I did the 5 years of golf. And so it's a privilege to have had these 60 years, and they pay me for doing this. It's amazing. It's really wonderful.
Wait, you get paid?
Yeah.
And it has to be a thrill sitting next. I mean, come on, throw
Harry,
a guy a bone here, Dick.
Yeah, I think that'll go into my next book.
Has to. We'll wait on his next book. So stick around. We'll be right back with more Dick Enberg right after this.
This is faster. No, this is outrageously faster. It's more ball speed from a faster face. It's more ball speed from Cup 360 technology, which makes XR long irons up to 13.8 yards longer than before. And that's distance where you need it. The XR iron. It's built for outrageous speed.
All right, well, the word PM grinding is kind of out of context, doesn't sound very good, but check out some of the stuff that people tweeted us this past week as they picked up their PM grind wedges over the weekend at retail. So here's Chris. I picked up my new PM grind wedge on Friday. It helped me on my way to an even par 72 on Saturday. Some of these people could use a little help. With their writing. So there's Jeff Blank, used the lefty 60-degree PM grind en route to a 76 this weekend. And that's hashtag PM grinding. I told you that's a little gross. Yeah, I think I might have wrote that one. And here's Tom Armstrong, who said he got his 56-degree PM grind and his friends made fun of him until he holed out from the rough with it. PM grind, people describe that when Dick kind of described me. It's not much to look at, but it's effective on occasion. So that's pretty good. So, do you miss doing golf? I mean, it's been a little bit of time.
Baseball has been so consuming that actually, people ask me the same about golf and tennis and the other Olympic games, whatever. But baseball has, when I made the decision to give up the other network activities, I was really able to basically close the announcer door and become a fan. Now I can be a fan of all sports, and I can sit in front of the set, and I'm not saying, oh, I wish I was doing that. I used to do that. I just get involved, and I yell at the set just like any good fan would, and I'm involved in that way. I would want, Harry, to let your audience know that of all the sports I've done, the most difficult of all is golf. Baseball is the most demanding, but golf for an announcer, I wasn't prepared for the shock of calling a sports event where you don't see any of the action live. when you do a football game, you're there. You see substitutes. You see the clock. It's 3rd down and 7. Here comes the quarter. You see all of that. Basketball the same. Baseball the same. In golf, you set up at 18, and they've got a nice shot of the clubhouse behind you to prove you're really at the event. and there are 3 monitors here, and you call the entire event off monitors, and you don't see anything until the producer says we're going to 13 and Jones' 3rd shot. So what do I say? Let's go to 13. And Jones, no, not 13, 12, like I made the mistake. So it was a very difficult, and the golf audience is the most critical of all the sports audiences. Awesome. People don't go out and play football after watching the NFL. They don't go out and shoot hoops after a basketball game. Some do. But golfers, most of them are hurrying to the golf course to try out their game.
And they'll stop you in the airport, too, won't they, and tell you what they heard.
Yeah, they said, what were you talking about there, Enberg? Come on. So, no, golf was the most difficult of all the sports that I've tried to broadcast.
And I'm sure it was difficult because you're sitting next to Johnny, and Johnny never says what's on his mind. So,
no. He's like McEnroe. No filter at all. He sees it, and it goes right to his mouth and says it. And that's why I think probably in today's world, the 2 most treasured analysts we have in sport are McEnroe and Miller, because they are so candid.
Well, did you ever have the producer say, Dick, you need to scoot back closer to him? You're scooting away from him as he says these things that are a little outrageous, trying to get out of the frame.
He's so good, Miller is so good, that he literally could stay at home, put his feet up on the ottoman, have a monitor there, and they would just go to him on any shot. Between the sight of the shot being made and the sound, he's incredible. He'll say, oh, that's going to be short to the right. That's going to hook to the left. He sees the game and obviously understands it brilliantly, but sees it better than anyone I've been able to observe.
How does the preparation for a golf event compare to other big events you've done, whether it's a Super Bowl or a World Series?
They're really all the same. I think that just an average baseball game out of 162, it's a 7 o'clock game. I'm at the ballpark before 3 o'clock, and I'm doing 3-4 hours of preparation before the first pitch is made, and the same with golf. The night before, you're getting your notes together. You have cards, personal notes on those that might be the top of the leaderboard. I've made my living trying to personalize the athlete involved, that they're not just another number, that they give the audience a chance to care about the man they're cheering. A classic example would be Arnold Palmer. Now, who didn't love the King and who didn't root for the King? Maybe Nicholas, but they got together nicely as well. And that anything that you can do to help your audience to appreciate the character and the strength of the man behind the shot makes it, I think, better viewing.
Are you able, when you're there at an event, calling something that in hindsight we see as historical, whether it's Payne Stewart at Pinehurst, et cetera, are you able to recognize in that moment, this is something historical that I'm witnessing?
Well, you hope so. That's really an interesting question here, because at the time you're so involved in all the mechanics of trying to make your reportage equal to the moment and not over writing it. Sometimes the best work we do is when we don't talk. The power of silence and just the sounds of the game, the reaction of the audience. Lord Byron couldn't write it any better than that. So why force yourself over it? Let it play. Let it. There's that call. Open it up. The producer will tell you. Let it happen. And then afterwards, you're flying home and you say, wow, that's going to go down as one of the great moments. But at the time, you don't. When Payne Stewart, on that very emotional day and that cloudy, drizzly day, and he's able to beat Mickelson there at 18, not knowing that we wouldn't see Payne Stewart again, most of us. It's obviously a great moment because he's won this major. But would it be one that is as memorable or maybe more so than others? History allows you to make that judgment.
Do you see how kind our pro-Mickelson crowd was here when you said that he lost to Mickelson?
I have a feeling he's going to come back and win one or two.
He wins some. I do, yeah. He's an amazing, being around these athletes as much as you have, and we're around them a little bit, the mentality of the athlete to be bulletproof. And I always hear from guys when they retire, they say, when I didn't think I could succeed all the time, I was out. And that's very much the philosophy, I think. It's the way I do my job, too, to be honest
No,
with
I
you.
saw the swagger,
Yeah.
the way you walked in here.
I was just trying to open it up and let it breathe, as you said. So we know that you are doing baseball now in your
Oh,
retirement.
by the way, Callaway's going to have a presence at Petco Park, a beautiful Petco Park. We're going to have Callaway as part of... That's good. It's a good thing.
He said, with Dick Enberg behind the mic, we're going to be there. That was the only caveat. As long as Dick's there, we'll be there. But we know that baseball is now your passion, and maybe the golf is something that's in your rearview mirror. But we wanted to give you the opportunity tonight, because you're probably thinking we're in the golf business, right?
That hint, that
Are you
sign
guys
out in
thinking
front
that?
of the building gave it away, actually.
I'm a marketing guy. We're in the dream granting business. And so tonight, we thought, for maybe the last time, I don't want to say that because you may be doing game shows again. Who knows what you're going to be doing in your next stage of your semi-retirement. But we're going to give you the opportunity to call, for the last time potentially, Phil Mickelson's 3 greatest, most iconic shots at Augusta.
This
right
is-
here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Right.
Making me nervous.
Yeah. There's one caveat here. We can't afford any of the rights to any of that stuff. So instead, we got our very own left-hander, Ethan Ganote, to reenact
Terrific.
the Phil Mickelson at Augusta, and we're going to do that tonight right here. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm telling you. He practiced hard on this. So we're going to throw it out to, I think we're at 13 here. And let's go to Dick, who's standing by.
Well,
You're
I got
up in the tower.
you do your preparation, you have to have your notes now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This is going to be 2010 Masters, I believe, right?
Yeah. No, this one, 2010 Masters
Okay.
out at 13. This is Phil Mickelson
okay.
and Bones.
So Phil has birdie 12, now leads Westwood by 2 shots. Oh my, he's in trouble. Westwood played it safe, he's out of the rough. Is Phil going for it? If anyone can pull this off, it's him, but is this the wise move? Can he? Oh, that's barely 3 feet between those 2 big pines. This is the moment.
Oh, can he do it?
Nick Faldo calls that one of the greatest shots in Phil's career.
That's right. I never noticed. I don't know. You've been to Augusta more than I have. I've never noticed like the work shed behind 13 there before. Had you?
Yeah, that is interesting, but a nice recreation.
That was good. Yeah, Ethan did a
And
good
no
job there.
injuries were suffered in
That's
that.
not as far as anyone in this room knows. Okay, let's. We got a couple more. Let's
Okay,
go
next,
out to 15, and that everybody will recognize this one. This is from this year, Dick.
Oh,
2015
at 15. And we all know about 21-year-old Jordan Spieth. He's played brilliantly. It'll take a miracle now for the 44-year-old Phil Mickelson to catch him. But if anyone can do it, it's Phil. This is his game.
Ooh.
Oh, my. This is his game. This is his game.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Listen to the patron.
Outstanding. Took a little while to get him cranked up. This doesn't look as green on TV as I'm used to seeing it either. It looks a little Southern
The
California.
azaleas, it's not quite the season.
Yes, and Phil doesn't look as athletic as I'm used to seeing him either.
You have one
All
more?
right.
We have one more, right?
Last one, yes. This is, and everybody will remember this one because you were there in '99 when you said, "Hey, no one knew if Phil would actually win a major at that point."
Exactly right.
Until
He had so
2004.
many chances, was so close, but now we're in 2004, fans. So sit back. This is one of the great moments in golf history as we go to the 18th at Augusta. You miss this putt for birdie, and it's a playoff with Ernie Els. Mickelson, winless in 46 consecutive majors. If he makes this, what kind of reaction will we get? We know he can't jump. Lift off for San Diego's Phil Mickelson.
I've never noticed the power lines at Augusta National either out at 18. That's outstanding.
That caddy looked familiar as well.
Yeah, he did kind of double duty there, huh? Oh. Yeah, we can't afford to pay anybody twice here at Callaway. You know that. So, hey, and speaking of people that we can't afford to pay, let's check out #Chad. with a little thing we like to call Chad's Tiny Studio, and I think you'll enjoy this one. This one, Dick. You can see how the young people, quote unquote, work these days. Oh. So here's #Chad with another episode of Chad's Tiny Studio.
Oh my! If you bet I'd open with a classic Dick Enberg reference, please collect your winnings from Harry after the show. I'm #Chad, and this is a new episode of Chad's Tiny Studio. Thanks to the 2 members of the studio audience for their thunderous applause. Thanks for coming, Mom and Dad. This past Friday was a massive day for us here at Callaway. Not only did the new office pup make his second official visit to the marketing department, but we also launched 2 new products nationwide, the new PM Grind Wedge and the Bertha Mini 1.5. You might remember the PM Grind from such viral pieces of content like Phil Was Here or this radical and really cool 3D GIF we made. But don't even ask me how we did that. Seriously, I have no idea. Speaking about awesome things that golfers love, did you hear about our new Chrome Soft golf ball being the only ball to win 5 stars in performance, feel, and innovation in the Golf Digest Hot List? We're being pretty humble about it. And by humble, I mean we're telling literally everyone. And if that's not enough reason to convince you, we've also listed 7 other reasons you should try Chrome Soft, listed on our website. And before I go, remember, tell every millennial and every wannabe millennial to follow Callaway Snaps on Snapchat. And until next time, if it's cool and it's on the internet, you'll find it right here at Chad's Tiny Studio.
All right. Dick's probably on Snapchat somewhere. That's the one that all the kids are on. I'm not on that one either. But hey, we know that you're busy. I mean, 134 plus games. I'd like to know, how'd that conversation go down in the Enberg house when you said, honey, I'm getting out of the network biz. I'm going to start slowing her down. 134 games.
Well, and she agreed with me. She said, you've got to decide where you really want to spend the rest of your life. I mean, I know you like going to Wimbledon and doing football in the NFL and college basketball, but to be able to be the baseball announcer in your hometown, that's the real selling point. I mean, there's just something special. You're not going all around the country and calling games in an unbiased way and trying to be fair. Now you're calling your team. You've got San Diego in front of your jersey, and you love the place where you live. This is a fantastic spot to reside. And now I can talk about our team, the Padres. And I hope I can last long enough, and maybe this will be the year that I'll be in line with all the rest of the fans here and cheering a San Diego World Series championship.
All right, we like that. All right. Well, I know 2 things, and you're a little bit older than I am. I read your bio, so I know how old you are. If I'm lucky enough to when my time is up and I'm heading up the escalator, hopefully it's up, I know Allison Krauss is going to be on the loudspeaker, and I know if there's a big game up there, you're going to be the one calling.
Thank you.
So we really appreciate
Enjoyed it, Harry.
Yeah,
thank you,
Dick.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. So next week, we're actually out on location. Can you believe that? They're kicking us out of the studio after the very first week. We're going to be at Top Golf in Dallas. We got a bunch of our tour players there. We'll be doing this show next week. Make sure you're there. Thanks for being here. And again, thanks to Dick Enberg and all of you watching. And we'll see you next time on Callaway.